Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the presentation, I'd like to bring to your attention some good news. We've just received from Trevor Hall of Deep Core Drilling 50,000 pesos. Let's give him a big hand. Trevor, could you please stand? Is Trevor here? Hello. There you are. Thank you very much, Trevor. Romano Palladio of Drilling Advisory Logistics Corporation, another 50,000 pesos. Thank you very much. I will be making some announcements a little later in the afternoon, a little later before we close, about things that are going on in respect of Yolanda. So announcements about what resources are available for you to put in your donations, etc., to get shipped out, etc. We'll have that information put together for you a little later. But at this point, I'd like to introduce our speaker. So let me say a few things about him. He is a product of an all-University of the Philippines education, all the way from preschool to the UP College of Law. He was even born at the Philippine General Hospital, which is the teaching hospital of the University of the Philippines, College of Medicine, where his father served as a professor of physiology for 32 years, and his mother as a professor of nursing for that same length of time. You were probably conceived in UP. Probably during work. He is vice president for corporate communications of Nickel Asia Corporation. He's now focused on engaging critics of the mining industry in the battle for the hearts and minds of student and youth leaders. He's also president of the PGH, the Philippine General Hospital Medical Foundation. Again, this is where his roots are. He is the first non-doctor to hold that position. In his role as president of the foundation, he oversees the quote, "I am PGH, a person giving hope." It's a membership drive and a fund campaign targeted at widening the support base for their foundation and increasing its capacity to support the needs of over 600,000 indigent patients that flock to the PGH every year. Previously, he was vice president and director of public affairs and communications of the Coca-Cola Export Corporation and team governor of the Philippine Basketball Association. He was there until February 2012 after nearly 14 years of service. Prior to his Coca-Cola stint, he served as executive assistant and speechwriter to Don Enrique Zobel and was executive director of the E. Zobel Foundation. He also served as executive assistant and speechwriter to then SBMA Administrator Richard Gordon. He also served as legislative assistant at the Batasan Pambansa office of former Assemblyman Renato Cayetano. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a very warm welcome to our special luncheon guest, the Vice President for Corporate Communications of Nickel Asia, Mr. Jose Mayani, or JB Bailon.
Anyway, it's heartwarming to see so many people coming to a presentation on a topic you have no idea what it is all about. fact, Kartik, where's Kartik? Approached me earlier and said, what does it talk about?
Manny Samson here for all stock price queries. But let me just tell you that this new plant will require shipping an additional 5 million tons of ore. Currently, we ship 10 million. So you draw the conclusions yourselves. I need not tell you this, that our industry is on the defensive. There are attacks on our operations, in the areas of our operations. There are attacks on the mining industry at the national level. Attend a forum in UP, and you will hear the whole gamut of criticism, from poverty issues in our areas, to displacement of indigenous peoples, to allegations of human rights abuses, to the facts that we cause environmental disturbance. And it is not surprising that the anti-mining appeal appeals emotionally, especially to young people. That critics capitalize on the industry's accidents, which are almost inevitable, resulting in neutral to negative publicity and public opinion that is, in effect, affecting public policy. So the result is we could not get our stories out, despite the fact that we have so many good stories to tell. One of the stories I'm more familiar with are of the stories of Rio Tuba. This shows you pictures of Barangay Rio Tuba in the town of Bataraza, Palawan, as it has been transformed over the last 30 or so years. Bataraza used to be a fourth-class municipality. It is now a first-class municipality thanks to the fact that the two largest tax-paying operations in Palawan are found in Rio Tuba, Coral Bay Nickel Processing and Rio Tuba Nickel Mining Corporation. This is the Rio Tuba town site. The uppermost picture shows you the town site in the 70s. The bigger picture shows you the town site today. I keep telling the students, I identified the Rio Tuba River because that is where the second biggest crocodiles can be found. The biggest ones are in the Marikina River behind the Batasan Hills. Sorry. And of course, Rio Tuba is for us the best example of how responsible mining results in an environment that is protected. In 2008, when a mine area was declared mined out, our engineers turned foresters, and within 3 years, a mined out area became a forest. When I joined Nickel Asia, one of the first things I did was to search on the web images and stories about Nickel Asia. And one of the most disturbing images I saw was an image of a tailings dam which was all red. Because I joined Nickel Asia, I realized that the tailings dam is a tailings dam of Coral Bay Nickel Processing, and it turns red because the soil after nickel is taken out is high in iron. What has not been circulated, and we will circulate, are the images of the tailings dam today. In 2008, it was all red. In 2011, it is more green. And today, it is all green. I showed this presentation at the Asian CSR conference in Bali. And right after me, an anti-mining advocate spoke. And the question he asked me was, how much green dye did you use? But there are other great stories to tell. Our fellow Chamber of Mines companies, Sagittarius Mines, for example, in 2012 alone, has invested more than 60 million in social investments, supported over 6,200 households, produced over 200,000 seedlings for reforestation of hectares in regions 11 and 12. TVI has this project called Kabkoban, a fishing boat for MNLF, ex-MNLF rebels. It has put public water systems and schools in Santa Maria, Siocon, Zamboanga del Sur. And Felix, of course, for Project Yolanda alone has raised 31 million pesos, helped restore communications through SMART, deployed over 40 gensets through Meralco, and donated 2 units of mobile water treatment plants through Maynilad. I regret that Rochelle is not here, Because we could have asked her for satellite phones for everybody in the room.